still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills.
Just watching a reaction video with my dogs.
I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that most doctors are in
Thinking about the hospital.
Times your civilian mind is so perfect that always being lied to. Okay,
where I was praying that my son would get through before unleashing it all.
All your problems will be gone. Fucking done, boy. Nah, mate. This time it's different, man. Trust me.
Let's address.
Lord have mercy.
Let's address the elephant in the room now and get that out of the way.
Multiple personalities, or maybe drinking, or
You see what he's doing though with the
different, yeah. Maybe like the devil on your shoulder sort of thing.
Right,
You
and
know,
that's kind of how they shot the video. When I saw that he also did it live, I'm like,
I think
there's
that's
a lot that's
cool.
going to go into that.
Yeah, I think it's cool that he had the different mics, so that you
Don't
know
forget.
when he's changing characters without a doubt. But I mean, he sounds different also. Like his voice sounds different, but I think that's really interesting.
I ordered
He did the different mics.
an American upgrade phone, yeah?
Because it kind of dictates to.
So when America is
A very
listening in
clear-cut line
Yes.
that these are two different people.
for
They're
trade
different
deals,
Parts of him,
Exactly.
or him and
affecting
and addiction
Amazon.
or whatever it might be.
Yeah, and you see how it's kind of delving into like.
and I've had interference in my orders from the
His own
British
so.
Customs and
Okay.
Excise.
Interesting. Let's go.
Let's go.
I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like I actually might do something
Did
great.
say that well in
When I'm
advance
gone,
though,
maybe
didn't
I'll
I?
be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are
I'm
I
just
am
going to
we.
show you something while I leave this running.
Kill you if you want to kill me. I'm not left over there. I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy.
Let me just show you what I posted today
Where are your Grammys, Ren?
from
Nowhere.
updated
My
information,
music's
yeah?
not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, because this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious, Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself, trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you, to manage expectations, provide you perspective, that thing you neglected, I get it, you wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Remember, it's not about justice for me as well, it's about justice for my dogs that got killed, justice for my son. Right, let's have a look at today's post, yeah?
The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ran, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it, instead of downplay it.
Just going to where I begun today.
And if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Red. Fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Red. I'm gonna do it,
A spot to pause this conversation in, but I can sense you over there just feeling this struggle.
I don't think it's mental health. I mean, it is mental health, but I think it's more of
The pressure of creating.
Yeah.
I looked up a couple times and I felt you over there just feeling like.
What's the phrase? It's
Last
imposter
night's
syndrome.
post.
It's the imposter syndrome. You know what imposter syndrome is?
Yeah.
Where you just are never
A Jewish guy
You won't accept that you've ever done.
who's
anything
been
good.
pushing
You just
Tommy
don't feel
Robinson
like if you're ever
and
gonna
promoting
be good enough,
that
or
way of
that you are good
thinking.
enough, or you're even as good as you
Getting
are.
caught out
Yeah.
yesterday,
That's-
right? That was
that's-
10 hours ago before I woke up.
I started to see
Then
this from a
this
whole
morning
different
I
perspective,
begun.
You know what I mean? Like the expectations.
Yeah.
And sure,
Watch
the expectations
and
on us
learn.
probably aren't as great as on him, but
Uh-huh.
anything for the creative process, like having pressure applied to that creative process it sometimes gunks up the results, you know what I mean? So having him have a song where he's so truthful and so introspective about it, like I looked up and I saw you just feeling feeling his story.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, when you are an artist for what you do, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
To continue to create and create and create.
Camera's shaking a
Yes,
little
he's also
bit,
self-aware. You know, like
but it's
he
only
acknowledges
because
the
I'm
story and
leaning
maybe
on
this is
my
an
elbow
original
and
he's done
circulation
before, but,
issues, yeah?
you know, he finds a new spin to put on it, and I
Well,
just
that's the imposter syndrome because even if it's been
I'm
done
showing
before,
it in
hasn't
order
been
as I
done yet.
posted it, yeah?
exactly. It's a good point.
So.
So you
I
can
mean,
see and
everyone's done
understand what
something.
I've tried
Everyone's
to
inspired by
show,
someone. That doesn't mean it's
because there is
unoriginal.
purpose to it.
Everyone's inspired. I mean, like think about how many movies are based off of Shakespeare and what
Yeah.
Shakespeare was based off of. You know,
Yeah.
it's all inspired by something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I mean, speaking for his solo, whatever he's doing right now, like I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I don't know if this is bringing you in, but
Oh
Hang
yeah,
on.
it is.
all right.
Sweaty hands from the caffeine.
Yes.
We prove it who we used about my music, cause I call the shots I choose if you die.
Making the,
Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who
tablet
survives.
slip.
I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you in a sack. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings. I am sin. With no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender. The deceitful pretender, the banished avenger. The righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal and mortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
That was weird.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill.
Stop bouncing,
But just
please.
as
I'm
sure
trying
as
to
the tide
record
starts
something.
turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted.
Don't forget,
and I was made to be broken and beat.
there's
I
no
was made
T
by his
button
hand, it's all part of his
in
plan that
between
I
the
stand
R
on
and
my own
the
two
Y
feet.
button, yeah?
And you know me, my will is eternal.
So sometimes it doesn't come out on the spelling.
Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also.
Volcano,
Some people know
yeah?
me as
Settles
hope.
on the
Some
ocean
people know
floor.
me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I become.
Think.
When I sing from the top of my lungs,
Rolling
that
away
I
a
won't retire
stone
or stand in your
of
fire,
a
inspired
tomb.
by me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you. We're a climate to different sides.
The what comes afterwards.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, onto a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil.
The bigger picture.
And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences of illness, psychosis, and autoimmunity. And as I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims and there were students. And so it wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. And so it was never really a battle for me to win.
English Bulldog hybrid.
And like a dance, the more rigid that I became, the harder it got. The more that I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. And so I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften. And that dance got easy.
Just shut Facebook down for
It is this eternal
bandwidth for you.
dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, and from gods. And we must not forget, and I must not forget, that I am a human being. Thank you.
Dang. That was a lot. That
Yeah,
was intense.
I typically don't go for, I try and interject and talk about, react to the song.
God, it's pretty spot on, didn't they? Only had 2 filters, didn't I? So that's only a cigarette.
I agree.
Not on the vape yet.
You forget he was doing a live performance because the audience there
Need the nicotine to keep
so
calm.
silent,
Yeah.
except for the part where he was.
And then I'll get back
he
to
deserved a response.
trying to stop smoking.
In that audience,
Yeah.
and it's because of the respect that they have for the message that he was sending, the story that he was telling.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
That was, wow. That was intense. That was like bearing his soul. Also, something that kind of like dawned on me, especially because we do these reactions and we see all this like this genius. I just think people are like, as bad as people can be, they can be that amazing as well.
That's
Just
true.
I think people are incredible, like such creative beings
Yeah,
to create something. I don't know. I was blown away. This was beautiful.
a little inspirational, right? And
Yeah.
he said it in the song, like the people
I
that
walk
find
away with thinking
Right.
very deeply about
the
this.
people that find it respected. I think was one of the best lines in the song.
Yeah,
because,
yes, I agree. And the people who find it
respect.
respect it.
Got
And I think
serious
that was,
problems
I'm
going
not,
on with
being
my
strange, but
kneecap.
People get something from me. Wow, that was really.
There's something to take away from this.
Yeah.
I mistakenly categorized.
Life goes on though,
hip-hop
don't it?
artist when I think
In the meantime.
from that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a hip hop influence there,
Right.
but it's just the performance was you hesitate to put it into a genre.
Yeah, I mean, not everything needs a genre.
Exactly.
I think that goes the same with
The new tyres on.
People feel like they've got
Just got to get a new inner tube.
particular.
That one.
Right, and sometimes seeing what exists.
Oh,
in
yesterday
between
I
what we
put
expect is
Right.
kind of-
friggin' loads of patches on, some come
stuff like
off.
this. So I hope
Ugh.
you guys enjoyed it.
So
I've
I
heard
tried
that
ordering
people
one off
do some
Amazon.
value to it
No,
because it's
not enough money in the bank account at the
I think it
moment.
should be watched.
Yeah.
You know, like the message there.
But I
wasn't
have the
just-
cash to sort it
It's
out.
very introspective to the point of.
How we doing, little ladies?
I agree.
And I think that being aware of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's get some daylight in here for you. Because there's not enough. I'm not in a rush to go out. Because I've got washing up to do.
If there's any other Ren songs you think,
Willow, are you being a happy little lady today, are you? Are you ready now, are you? I think so, sir, as well. So I'm going to take you for a walk in a little bit. Gonna let you dot round the neighbourhood while I go and get myself some cigarette filters. Right. Yep, that quilt covers on the floor to stop all the fucking dog wet paw marks coming in the back door. I'm going all over my floor, causing me loads more cleaning. Dogs have been fed. I've still got a couple of days worth there, so that's cool. Let's have that on. Solar panels are working a bit, so just waiting for the cost of living payment to go in so I can pay my electric bill and the other bills that have backed up while I've been trying to sort all this out. Excuse me a second, sciatic nerve issue going on. Let me just put this down on the floor here, because there's no one here.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me on that one. Right, did he leave any bog roll behind? No, he didn't, little fucker. And my bog roll mysteriously fucking disappeared. It was up there. And it's all disappeared. Right, clean sink. Yeah, we got, like I said, I have to keep on top of the dog stuff. I can easily jump in a shower. Ouch. No, she's not completely clear yet. So I don't need to take her for a walk yet. Getting clearer though. Marnie's waiting for his puppy, don't forget. For being a good boy and guarding the girls. Right. Maybe I'll put that teapot. So I'm not fully awake yet. Let's get this on. I don't want it going while I'm walking around the house. But I'm having serious problems with that knee. So I'm going to have to phone the doctor next. Update him on that. And Jack. We just haven't been able to free up the time to get to the hospital yet. Because of different commitments and that. And taking into consideration the drunks that will be clogging up the NHS over the weekend. So, get the medical information transferred over first. And we'll get it all checked out by the doctor first before tying up hospital time and wasting our time waiting the whole feels a bit better. Before we waste our time sitting in a hospital, like I said, there's other family commitments that have to be followed. While those that love him are making sure that he's keeping safe. While others are trying to second guess, and if it's set up that way, and it all leads that way, then they understand what's coming. Shut the bedroom, the kitchen door. There's my good girl. You're a happy little soul this morning, aren't you? You had your dinner? Have you? Would you like a good girl sweetie? Would you? And you want one too, do you, Marnie? Yeah, buddy. You're boss dog. You get yours first. You're the patient one, remember? You're the one that's waiting for the puppy, not the bitch. Yeah. Who's next in the pecking order, eh? Balancing them and going in the coffee. If they end up in the coffee or the gravy, so be it. I'll just get some more out. Two to six, one ready. Time to get all the chicken stuff and that out of the house before it attracts flies. Right, who's next then, little Lola? Sit. There you go, Mum. Right, who's next? Who's next? No, it's Hulkster. Then you, because you're the one that's learning. Oh, look at you drooling. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There's a good girl. Oh, was that nice, was it? See, we're not having no name calling this morning, are we? We're back to normal on that front, because I said what needed saying that day. Happy dogs, happy human. Better human, better dogs. They react to my energy, don't forget. And whoever's in the house. That's how I know the truth. Are you a happy boy, are you, Hulkster? Good. Right, I'm going to see if... Up. No. I'm just going to pick up my coffee cup, aren't I? Calm down. You've had your treats. You got dinner down there waiting for you, look. You don't need to go all hyper on me. Right, what's going on here? I've got a blank screen for some reason. What's going on? Has something happened? TV's gone off. Let me just check something. No, it's not a power cut. going on? Isn't that weird? Not to worry though, we just let it play out. Don't forget, I showed what I showed while I'm recording this video and caught everything that's happening while I'm showing it. Don't forget, in Gaza, they cut the internet, yeah? Took everyone's computers out. Now the green and black's loading. Helps if I put a couple of sweeteners in it, doesn't it? It's only got a bit of instant coffee put in on top of the recycled, yeah. Some caramel instant. So I'm drinking less processed powdery shit. Nearly there. It's just overriding whatever was attempted on my computer while it's being back surged back to sender. Oh. Come on. It's not saying anything about internet connection at all yet, so oh, it's just starting to come up. Internet connections there. So that wasn't the internet connection unless it was electronically done. Don't forget landlord's inspection. They ask for the router information to continue the check. Right. And the landlord's information has been updated this morning. So all angles are being watched because the landlords withheld information in the setup court case, didn't they? Right. So who's getting scared? The corrupt and the guilty. I'm not scared, am I? Because, like I said, they judged me. Now they're all being judged. because I just handed it straight to the creator rather than trouble myself with all the nonsense that I can't put my finger on properly. So that's the leap of faith going on, isn't it? There's the video that I was just watching. Kayla Blind reacts Hyren, the other songs live at Coco. Right, I'm dripping coffee all over the fucking bed, look. I'm not worried because it's all going in the wash anyway. I've had to keep the boys in here, haven't I? So, jizzy drippers. So I'm not worried. I've laid in the blood, the piss, the shit with my dying dogs. So I'm not worried about a little bit of fucking dog juice on my fucking beds and that. It's part being a responsible owner, innit? At least they ain't doing what they shouldn't be doing before the time's right. It's all about self-control, yeah? Here, happy boy Marnie. Let's have a look at you. Aww, you're giving your brother a wash, are you? Does he keep plopping his head underneath you, trying to sniff the pee, does he? While you're trying to scent mark? He gets in the way sometimes, doesn't he? Good boy. You clean it off him then. Good boy. It's alright. You're not going to lick me with that mouth though. Good boy. You're all having a shower soon, so don't worry about it. I've just got to order off another flea and tick thing, because I ain't got enough for all of you. But you ain't got nothing on you, so all good. Is he squashing your head, is he, after washing you? Yeah, but you love your brother, don't you? That's why you ain't going nowhere either. I'm quite happy with my dog pack. They're all well behaved and under control, as you can hear and see. Right, I'll just shut that one so they don't fucking override me. It's my system. Right, let's have a look if there's any new uploads. Oh dear. Workers for Free Palestine.
Hold on a minute.
He made me spit my coffee out.
In the middle of the week during the day protesting. Oh, sorry, silly me. When you wrote workers, you meant to write middle-class lefty activist scumbags, didn't ya? But if you want a free Palestine, I'm willing to help crowdfund you and the Queers for Palestine groups tickets to go over there and free 'em like you want. Or is this just another virtue signal for people like Gash Sakata, fawn over? Yeah, I expect it's the bloody law.
The worst sort of all, wannabe middle-class scum. I'd like to kick that cunt back to Penge.
It's only a short.
They're like, well, you started on this one.
And there you go. Common sense. There's an agenda behind the agenda.
Yeah.
He was in a
It's not what I pressed, is it? Come on. Right. About the energy, yeah? Posted 10 hours ago while they're watching the human resonance. Excuse the adverts. Can't do anything at all about it. I'll explain why.
Making your own rules, less copying someone else's. IG in the market for.
Right. YouTube is free and always will be. Yeah? Last week I was getting blocked from watching YouTube videos by a pop-up from YouTube telling me ad blocker is not allowed, and until I remove it, just on that site alone, then I will be blocked from watching videos that I'm learning from. Yeah? So now, whenever I watch a video that might be a long one, my learning is now interrupted with fucking adverts which distract me from what I'm supposed to be learning. Or I have to pay for YouTube without the adverts. Now that goes against what they claimed YouTube was. Correct? YouTube said YouTube is free and always will be. So why are they trying to force me to pay to get rid of the bloody adverts that I was blocking in the first place? With no problem. That's holding the internet to ransom, is it not? Which falls under Anonymous's jurisdiction. Because knowledge must be allowed to flow freely. Not with distractions from said knowledge. Should be allowed to flow freely. Right, now let's just get back to unpausing it and
Hi
continuing.
everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new
So
here,
I can
my name
learn.
is Stefan. I'm a geophysicist, and today I'm going to teach you how to read Schumann resonances data. Schumann resonances are extremely low
It's got
frequency
the address
wavelengths of light that exist near
of the
0
Schumann
hertz.
residence,
In
clearly
the
written on
extremely low
screen,
frequency band,
at
this
the
is
bottom
the
there.
ELF band, so you know. I have other videos that talk about specifically what the Schumann resonances are, their geophysics, and how
Don't
they
forget
interact with us biologically.
volcanic
So I
stuff
suggest
going
you
on.
watch those videos if you want to learn about that. In this
Excuse
video,
me?
we're going to look at Schumann resonances data from a variety of stations. I'm going to put the links to all these monitoring stations in the video description, and I'm going to teach you how to read this data yourself so you can look at it anytime you want. So we'll start with the space observing system.
I'm seeing,
We will also look at some stations from VLF.
and I do know how to read this. Yeah.
We're going to look at Schumann resonances
Let
data
me just
from a
pause
variety
it
of
when it
stations.
gets to it.
I'm going to put the links to all of these monitoring stations in the video description, and I'm going to teach you how to read this data yourself. So
Look at the top two lines. elevated. Top one's elevating still. Yeah, and that's the latest on that, posted 10 hours ago, yeah. Do you see what I mean? I know how to read
You
the
can
light
look at it
pillars, and I've
anytime
worked out
you
the
want.
patterns.
So we'll
that
start
are on
with the
it,
Space
yeah.
Observing System. We will also look at some stations from VLF.IT. They have observation stations in Italy, also France and Canada. And then also we'll look at a really good
Wow.
geophysical observation station out of Hungary. And lastly, there is also a spectrogram here from Germany. Right now the data feed is kind of wonky, but I will provide that link so you can look at this as you wish.
Is there solar storms
Space
coming
Observing
in?
System. This is
I
out of
think there
Tomsk,
is,
Russia.
actually.
This is by far the
I
most
saw
popular
something
observation station
either yesterday
for
or
these
the day
extremely low
before from
frequency
Wages
wavelengths of
World
light to Schumann
posting
resonances,
about
because
a
it provides
high-speed
really good
plasma
data and
storm
it's at a good position
could
in the
hit
northern
Earth.
hemisphere. So it's all in Russian. You can always
It does affect the Schumann
translate it
resonance.
with Google if you want and auto translate. So Schumannovsky
And then in turn
Resonancy
affects
is
the
Schumann
volcano
resonances.
that
And
flows
they have, there's also a forecast
along
based on their
the
historical data. They have frequency here,
earthquake
chastoti,
energy paths.
amplitude is amplitude,
So
and
it's all
Dobrowski is
connected
quality
as
factors.
the Earth turns.
We'll look at all of those. I pulled them up here so we can look at them a
Dutch
little
Sense
bit
has been
more
shut
zoomed
up
in, but I wanted
by
just to kind of go
his
through this
government
with
and
you.
agencies
There's also
that side.
a new section here which has an
At this
explanation
point,
of what
while all
these
this
Schumann
is going
resonances are. So that is right here, I believe, and this is the forecast, as you can see, and they also have an explanation of what the Schumann resonances are and how they measure this extremely low frequency noise in the light spectrum. You can read it here, just translate it into English if that is your dominant language. But let's start with this spectrogram. This is the vertical electric field.
I'm looking at that
electromagnetic
end,
spectrum
not
has
that
different
end,
components. There's
that
the
end.
electric field, there's the magnetic field. We're looking at a vertical electric field. So this is the electric field oriented vertical to the Earth from 0 to 40 hertz. So you can see here, 0,
And it's
there,
currently
and then it goes down to 40 hertz. So it's oriented from 0 at the top to 40 hertz at the bottom.
peaking
and then
on
the time axis stretches across here.
20.
This is collected in Tomsk,
Move
Russia.
over
So
the
it's
screen a little bit so I
UTC+7.
can see
First
what
thing
the
you'll
bottom
notice
green line
this
is.
Schumann resonance mode 1 at 7.8 hertz on average, stretching
Right.
across this data
So it's
picture
currently
that we're looking
higher
at. And you'll
than
notice
it
that
should
it's
be.
generally a green color. There is some yellow and orange and even white there. That is a higher power signal. Yellow is a little bit less than white in terms of its power. Green is
I'm
about
looking
in
at the
middle.
bottom line
And then
underneath
as you can
that.
see here, blue and dark blue is low
See
power.
the main
So
green
low
line,
strength,
and then you've
low
got that
amplitude.
end.
So we see
You've
that
got
mode 1 here is the widest band.
another line
It is the
underneath
biggest
it.
band, it's the most powerful band. Mode
That's
2
the one I'm looking at.
of the Schumann resonances is at 14 hertz. You can see that stretching across here.
Yeah, there you go.
Mode
That's
3 is at
14
20
hertz.
stretching across here. You can see the diurnal activity where it goes up in power during daylight hours
So
and it goes
that's
back down.
what, 40
And then you
hertz,
see mode 4 there at about 25, 26 hertz.
26
and mode
hertz.
5 at 33 hertz is just a shadow going across here. Sometimes it lights up. And the reason why it's so faint on this spectrogram is because they apply a noise notch signal.
But the
on it.
light
So it
pillars,
cuts off any frequencies below
what are
32
coming
hertz on
down
this
from the
data
lower
feed.
one,
So we see
so
some
those lines what
lower
you're
frequencies
seeing
here in this spectrogram.
are the
These would
ones
be
that are
like
going off the
PC1
charts as the
geomagnetic
solar
pulsations.
energy.
Anything sub 5 hertz is a geomagnetic
Let me show you.
pulsation. We see with this data that we had some here. Just in general,
Oh, I nearly stuck
you
my
can
finger
look
up
at
your
this and
arse,
you can
didn't
see
I,
the
Marnie?
variability in the
Fucking
Schumann
hell.
resonances
See
when
these
they
here
are stronger, when they
that
are
are going
weaker,
off the charts.
diurnal variations. You can see how the modes are relative
They're
to each other. Mode
on
1 is strong,
timestamps,
mode
but
2 is
I
weak,
think they're
mode
plus
3 maybe
7
is stronger
hours
than normal.
from what that
So these are
says,
things that you can look at. Here, for
if I
example, you can
remember
see how the
rightly.
data, or not the data, the energy is kind of meshing between these two. There is in general
That's
a
light
cloud
energy.
of energy from this mode 2 at 14
These.
hertz to mode 3 at 20 hertz. So this entire part of the spectrum from 14 to 20 hertz was more active and powerful than normal for this about 3 to 4 hour stretch right there. You can see that mode 2 really activated here during
Mode
this
2,
period of pulsations
door
up
number.
top near 0 hertz, and then mode 1 at 8 hertz.
So
20
something's
hertz.
interacting
That
with the
range
Earth's energy.
stayed, powerful as it usually does. And normally
Yeah,
it would go
energy
through a diurnal
out,
variation right here,
grounding,
down in power,
energy
but you see
back
that it
in,
stayed,
grounding.
well, powerful and strong and high in amplitude. So they also provide amplitude plots. This is relative amplitude for compared to each other. And I
I'm
can
pretty
zoom
sure
this
if
in
you
here.
go back to
We can
yesterday
see
and check the
A1 is
times
for
against
mode 1, A2 is
GMT,
for mode 2,
you'll
A3
notice
is for mode 3,
peaks
A4 is
happening
for mode
around
4.
those
The colors
times
don't mean
in
anything
energy,
other than a
while
way
in
for
SLI
differentiating
mode.
them. It twigs each
Pretty
other.
sure of that.
And you see that
But you'll have to
right
check
now
that
the
yourself.
resonances are fairly
I don't
low
have
power,
time to do
at
that.
least as observed in Tom's Russia.
But I used to do
Top
it
amplitude is 11.6
when I was staying
for
focused,
mode
learning
1.
new
Sometimes
stuff,
it goes up to
while
30,
in
40,
this
50, even like
disabled
100
state
and
in my
beyond,
bed.
depending on space weather and local factors like thunderstorms. You see mode 2 goes
There
to
you go.
8.6, and you can see these variations over
Affects the
time.
thunderstorms
so
and
there's times
everything,
where, for
and we've
example,
got
mode
big
1
storms
was
coming
about
over the
5
next
on the
couple of
amplitude,
weeks as it
and then
all
shot all
grounds.
the way up to about 12. So there are natural variations
Getting
that
it now?
within the Schumann resonances. You see that this change in power is more dramatic for mode 4. Less energy is contained in that wave, so when there are these spikes, let's say from a solar flare impact hitting the Earth, release of energy into the Schumann resonances from the ionosphere, you can get these big spikes from these higher modes because they're a little bit more volatile. So we're looking at the amplitude changes here, and you basically just want to
Right,
take this number and
91%
that line
battery
and
in
go
that,
across. So you can see that mode
if I
3
have to
there.
nip out.
Amplitude was 2, and then a little bit later it went up to about 3, then went back down to 2, and then up to about
Same
less than
applies
4, maybe
with
3.5, and so on and so forth. They do put this copyright in the middle, which does
my
chunks
smartphone
of
as with
things.
my
And
son's, yeah.
normally for a full 3-day stretch, this will be filled in, but we're looking at it right now before that data has come in. This is the frequencies, so we see the frequency for mode 1 there, for 2, 3, for 4, and this is the peak power frequency. So they look over the frequency range of about 7 to 9 hertz for mode 1, and they find where the most power in the signal is, at what frequency that is. So this is the peak power frequency and how that changes with time. So we see with that amplitude burst that we had there, if we go back, we see that right there. We see that the frequency went down, and for mode 1 it went to 7.3. This is just illustrative, I'm just showing you.
Right,
And then
that can
at
be
the end of
charged
the
up
tracker that we
next
have,
as
mode
well
1 went all the way up
for
to
when I go out.
8.24. So the normal range for this is about 7.2 to 8.8.
God, let's put that on top of the
That's the
thing,
highest
'cause
that
I
I've
keep
seen for
scratching
mode
my
1
fucking
reached for
other
this
leg.
data station. You see that mode 2 was a
And I can't wear it for long because it cuts off the
3.6,
circulation to
about
my leg.
3.7 in this band there, and then after that power burst, it actually shot up in frequency.
So actually,
and went
while
to
I'm
the
laying down,
14 hertz range or so.
let's just get that off
Sometimes
my
you'll see
knee
frequency
joint and I'll
waves
show you.
within the higher modes, like mode 2 here, you see this decrease in frequency, and then it goes up.
Yeah,
and then
it's
it goes
already
back
starting to
down,
cut the
then it goes up.
circulation off.
These are
And I've
diurnal
got
variations.
circulation
We saw a lot of
issues,
these in
haven't
mode
I,
4
from that?
about a year back. So here we're seeing this decrease in mode 4's frequency going to about 24.
There you go, there's the actual
about
fucking
25
culprit
right here. This line's about 25.
on top
And
of
then
the
it goes all way
fucking
up to
raised
26,
vein.
and then it goes back down to 25.
There's the
peak power
scarring
frequency.
from the
We
States.
can look at the quality factor. This is a
Yeah,
measure
so you
of
can see that's where
the
it came
total
from.
energy contained in this standing wave compared to like historical averages.
Right.
It's a little bit of a complicated measure. In general,
It's
you look
affecting
at
me
this,
wearing
and
that
if you
as well,
see these
isn't it?
numbers
Yeah.
going above
So I have to
25
be
or 30,
careful.
then you know that something significant is happening.
I've got
Most
low
of the time
blood
you'll see
pressure,
that
so
happening
it doesn't
with
matter
mode
too
3
much.
Here at 20 hertz or mode 4 at 20 hertz, so the red and the
But
green lines.
circulation issues
And,
with
we
low
see
blood
big
pressure
quality
is
increases
saving
of
my life
pre-earthquake
from giving me a
signals.
heart
So when
attack,
there's
innit,
release of
really?
energy before
So everything
earthquake,
happens for a
which
reason.
sometimes happens. The quality factor is what picks that up better than the amplitude or the frequency, though they will still register that pre-earthquake signal. But it's because
Alright,
this
now what I'm looking at
deviation
here
from the average from the normal that this
is the
quality
second
factor will
line
spike. And these higher frequencies at
going over the
20
top
and
line.
25 hertz, which are connected to earthquakes, they generally don't have that much energy in them. So when they see this big surge of energy in them, they will spike the quality index. We see that power surge for mode 1 and the others, mode 2, see this big increase in the qualities. So the Q factor went up. It went up less for mode 2, and you see that mode 3 is flat here, and mode 4 was this kind of volatile the whole time. One reason why mode 3 is flat is because if we go back to our spectrogram, you see this line cutting across at 20 hertz, and this is a residual of the power grid in Europe. So they have 50 hertz power grid.
Careful,
and you
Marnie,
get
I've
this
got a cup
line
of
at
coffee in
20
my
hertz
hand.
as a harmonic from that. So that is not like if
Stay
piggybacks
still or
on
it's going to
mode
end up
3,
all
it
over
shows
me.
up better as a result. So just FYI. Now we also have really good Schumann resonances data out of Italy for the most part, VLF.it. It's all publicly accessible. Here are their monitoring stations on the right.
Now, why
They
would the
also
Vatican
have
be
a
interested
bunch of
in that?
interesting articles down here which you can read. So different experiences and
Because the Vatican is Italy, isn't
going
it?
into this like the geophysics more if you really
Including
want to
the
learn about
government
that,
of
and
Italy.
geomagnetic pulsations and things of that nature. How to actually create these observation stations. Probably the most popular is Cumiana out of Italy because it's at the top of the list. They also have one at Etna, and Virgo is another good one. The SOS Anados Mine is good. Landes is really good out of France. They have really clean data. And then we have Canada. So we'll look at all these really quick. Here we have the Cumiana Very Low Frequency Monitoring Station. They look
VLF,
at data
right?
from this this electric field
Right.
antenna there.
Now think ice cat.
And it's near some industrial noise and a train line and stuff.
'Cause
so
that's
it sometimes gets some
microwave
noise, so this isn't my favorite
radar
station, honestly, from VLF.it.
for military use.
Here we're looking at the very low frequency, going from 0 all the way to 15.
When it's used, it affects the weather, drawing it towards it,
They are right there.
which
And then they have another
allows
zoom in right there,
for
going from 0 to
manipulation of the
1500
jet
hertz.
stream,
And this is useful for looking
which
at things like spherics
starts
and
throwing the
lightning discharges
planet's
and whistlers
natural system
and,
out of
sometimes
sync.
odd signals show up in there, which it's hard
So
to
the
know
sun
what they are.
sends energy to
Now,
help the planet,
You can look at what this is right here. This
and
is
the planet
very
starts
low
fighting
frequency
back.
electric field. So there's the power legend there that they provide
by
you in
trying to get
decibel.
rid of
And here
the
you
problem.
can also see the decibel readings there. But we want to go
We
down
will
to
be shaken
our
off
Schumann
like
resonances
ticks
here.
if
This
this
is the latest data,
continues.
going from 0 to 105
Like
hertz.
shaking
You
off
see the
fleas
spike
off a
at
dog's
50
back.
due to the power grid. That is common.
Yeah.
The harmonic at 100 hertz there.
So I'd urge
They
them
color
to
in
stop what
red.
they're doing.
Or rather, the red is because of the high decibel, just their power legend scale. But you see
That
mode
very low
1 there
frequency
stretched across,
grounds
mode 2, mode 3,
the
4,
same as
5,
the sun's
6,
energy
7.
grounds.
They show up really
When that
nicely
system
with these,
becomes
coils that they have from
overloaded,
VLF.it, so you can see the higher
it
modes
affects
and how
the
they
weather,
respond in the 30
affects
and
the
40 hertz
earthquakes.
range. That's what's connected to gamma brainwaves. Just as a
See,
side note.
gamma radiation.
And they then
start
present
interfering
also
with the
these,
process
daily
that
strips. Sometimes
keeps
there's
the
problems with the
magnetosphere
data, it doesn't show
intact
up,
and
black
fuels
parts, or like for example, this could have been from a thunderstorm, or it could have been from
You
a
leave
solar flare,
the
or it could
planet
have been from
open
nearby industrial noise. It's hard to say with the
to
Cumiana
what's
station.
coming
They also have
with no
these are the geophone
protection
strips. I don't really
against
look
it.
at those. I don't think the geophone's really all that worthwhile.
So
They do
stop
have a magnetic
what
field
you are
induction
doing.
coil. Keep in mind, this is the vertical electric field. So this is very similar to this one here. It's just a wider
All the
frequency
warning
range that they
signs
look
are there.
at least for this main one here. But they are the same field that's being measured, the vertical electric field. You can also look at the magnetic field and see which they have two.
We're talking in energy terms
coils
now,
there,
yeah.
These induction coils, and they combine the signal
slider
into
can
this chart
sense
here,
the
so you can see
energy.
the direction that the signal